everyone. Today I'm going to do a quick twofer. Not going to show the alt modes. You can look it up online and see what they look like, but I've got Maketoys Hellfire and Wrestle. They're versions of Inferno and Grapple. Masterpiece style. I like these guys. I really do. I do have one small problem with him, which I'll go over. Well, two small problems. But he doesn't share the same problems. Even though their bodies are identical. The only main differences are his head. He doesn't have the wings on the side. He doesn't have the hose on the side. And he's got a crane arm on the back. He's got a ladder on the back. Everything else about them is identical other than paint. So, if you have one, you have the other. But I had to have both. Let's focus on Hellfire here first. Now they both have the same gun. Hellfire's is the lighter colored one, and Wrestle is the darker colored one. But they are identical. Their design is identical, and they go into the hand. They've got like this groove, tongue and groove thing instead of the Masterpiece post. It works nice when you can line it up right. But he does have hands in both sides, but I've got his hose on here. I actually wish the hose wasn't quite so long. Put him down for a second. I wish I could just plug this shorter part in. It's not bad, but I just feel that it's a little longer than I would like. I know there's other versions of this coming out, and there's also an official Masterpiece coming, but I'm not going to get the official one. I like this. This fits my aesthetic. Your aesthetic is different than mine. This fits mine. Criticize me if you want. I'll just ignore it. I like him. Very heavy. Very heavy figure. So's Wrestle. I mean, almost the whole foot part is die cast. The waist part here is die cast. There's some other parts that are die cast in here. Very, very nice amount of weight. Not a lot of kibble hanging off them other than what the character is supposed to have. Rubber tires, which actually roll really nicely in fire truck mode, but not showing fire truck mode. These are a little bit of a pain. They come off really easy. I had extra plastic on the inside of the one, and it wouldn't sit right. And I've put some clear nail polish in there to make them a little tighter. But they don't look bad. I know they're supposed to stick straight out, but I actually like this angled look. I think it works. They both come with multiple face sculpts. The head just pops right off, and then you just slide the face out. It came with extra eyes. The original eyes on him were like a light blue paint, but they came with metallic eyes for every single face sculpt. So I've done that. And I just put this generic face sculpt on there. I think that looks nice. I had a smiling one on there, but got a lot of nice. The ratchets in his arms are very tight. I mean, listen to that. That is insane. But double elbow, always nice. Rotation there. He's got typical Masterpiece style hands with the pin joint, and they open and close and they rotate. Nice waist. And then we get to one of my main problems with him. And this was actually my fault. But his hip skirt, you see here it moves in one piece. Well, mine broke. It wasn't because I didn't realize. I knew that it was one solid piece that moved. When I was transforming him, somehow the one side got stuck and it ended up twisting itself off. And what I ended up doing is, instead of just gluing it in place, which to me was kind of dumb, I ended up getting a small small drill set, and as you see, it now moves independently of the other one. I ended up drilling a tiny hole. I mean, this is a very, very fine drill set that I got. It's a hand drill. And I just drilled into one side, drilled into the other. I took a very tiny nail and cut it down into a metal rod and inserted it into both halves. And now you can't even tell that it was broken. It's not going to fall apart because it's pinned in place. And it gives it independent movement if I need it. Accident turns into an upside. Yeah. He's got nice ratchets there, forward and back. Everything's tight on him. Got the rotation. He does have a double knee. The second joint is really tight, but you can get a nice deep bend on him. And his foot is on a rocker and a ball joint, so you get a lot of movement on his foot. Very good. It's very good. This part with the ladder doesn't clip onto his head so great sometimes. It's actually worse on Wrestle, but yeah. But I think, you know, for me, this fits my aesthetic of what a masterpiece should be. It's just, you know, I like this. Some people don't. That's your prerogative. I'm not going to argue with you. You buy what you want. You didn't buy this. I bought this. This is what I like. He's the Inferno for my Masterpiece collection. That's all. We'll talk about Wrestle here real quick. Not much else. Again, he came with a bunch of different faces. He's got more angrier faces and stuff like that. And I, keep the... I actually reconfigured this a little bit because you can flip this around so his looks different from Hellfire's, even though they're the identical parts. But it gives him a little bit of a difference. And yeah, it's just, I keep his on his left hand, which is accurate to the cartoon. He does look good with the Constructicons, the Combiner Wars Constructicons, ironically. So you can, if you want to give him like some plans to his solar power tower and just have the Constructicons stand around him, that makes for a nice display option. His hip skirt isn't as tight, which is actually a good thing, as the one on Hellfire. But it's still, it does. I've never had a problem with his getting stuck. So if it were to break one day, I already know how to fix it. So there's that. But he's pretty cool. Nice yellowish orange color. Caution striping. Not much else different between the two of them. Their coloring is... They're detailed in almost the same spots. But it's nice to get two. And, this extends on him. So you can get that pretty far when he's in truck mode. And Hellfire's ladder extends in three joints, so it goes out pretty far from him when he's in vehicle mode. They're not bad figures. I know they're I think $120 something. You can only get Wrestle directly from Maketoys. He was an exclusive to them, whereas Hellfire you can get pretty much anywhere. That's why I was glad I was able to get him, because there were limited quantities on him. One thing he did come with that I was very happy for, and I'm not going to show it because he's downstairs in the display case. He came with extra head sculpts and faces for Gundog. It came with both a cartoon colored head and the toy colored head, and then a bunch of different faces and metallic eyes. And I chose one that I thought looked closer to Hound in the cartoon. I mean, the original head sculpt wasn't bad, but the one of the head sculpts that they gave actually looked a little bit better, so that's on my Hound now. Thought that was cool, but you can only get that with him directly from Maketoys. But these guys aren't bad. They're really good to have in your collection. They're very solid, very hefty figures, and they fit my personal aesthetic for what a Masterpiece figure should be in my collection. I don't know. You can complain down below. You can say what you want. I don't care. Your collection does not reflect my collection. It never has. It never will. It's that simple. Alright. I like these guys. If you can get them, get them. If you want to wait for the Takara Masterpiece, do that. If you want, was it KFC's got one, or Toy World, or Fans Toys? I don't care. Somebody else has one of these as well. These ones fit for me. I like them. Very happy with them. I had a story to share about Inferno. I'm not going to really go into it, but I had an Inferno as a kid. I actually got it for my birthday from my mother. I didn't have a lot of money, and she'd already spent money for me to go see the first game of the '86 World Series. It was my 13th birthday. And the morning after the game, she gave me Inferno as a birthday present. I only had him for about a week before. Somebody I know stole him and then tried to lie about it. Since then, I've replaced my G1 Inferno with one of the reissues. But Inferno has a weird place with me because of that. There's a lot of upset feelings involved with owning him. But this kind of takes away some of that. Because I know nobody's going to take this from me. Not anytime soon. Alright. I'm going to ramble. No more rambling. Talk to you guys later.